But then, like, the bloodlust takes over.
Of course, as it always does.
It has to.
It must. Everything takes a backseat to the bloodlust, as we all know. Hey, everybody, welcome to Back Issues of Sal.
I'm Ben.
Captain America Brave New World has come out, so let's talk about the Red Hulk origin, or at the very least, his first appearance in Jeff Loeb and Ed McGuinness's Hulk. That's what it's called. After World War Hulk, they relaunched the Hulk title with Hulk #1. Normally the book was called Incredible Hulk, but in 2008 they're like, Hulk. And also Red Hulk. Huh? Red Hulk.
So now it's Hulk : Red Hulk.
Yeah, well the subheading
confusing.
is Red Hulk, but
Right.
really the title's called Hulk.
Yeah.
The book that is available in the
Features
comments
Red
down below
Hulk.
is called Red Hulk.
Yeah. Okay.
No, it's called Read Hulk.
It's the Red Hulk.
You should read Red Hulk.
No, it is red. It has been read. I've already read it. So where on the timeline of Marvel events does this take place? Just before Secret Invasion, but right after like World War Hulk. So, you know, Hulk has done the Hulk Planet Hulk thing. He got mad at the Illuminati. He came to Earth. He brought his rowdy friends. They tore things up. He got hit with like all this energy and crap. So he instead just is put in a bunker somewhere underground. And General Ross is like, good. That's the end of that. Tony Stark is still head of S.H.I.E.L.D. because he won the Civil War. Not morally, of course, but still he won it.
Technically, he won.
Technically, exactly.
He was the victor.
Yes.
Yeah.
There are still, I think, 2 Avengers books. There's Mighty Avengers and there's New Avengers. So, you know, the Mighty Avengers are the primary Avengers, although the New Avengers will show up and try and deal with Red Hulk. But, as Jeff Loeb wants you to understand, Red Hulk is so awesome, badass, and cool. Like, he is very definition of a Mary Sue. He's hilarious, he's cool, he's awesome.
Red Hulk?
Yeah.
It's hilarious?
Yeah, of course it's hilarious because Jeff Loeb has like some stuff he's got to work out. So we're gonna make Hulk just pants the Marvel Universe and laugh at their tiny penis. It's just gonna be that tone the whole time.
At this time, where had Red Hulk been?
Never.
Oh, this is where he's invented?
This is invention.
Oh.
And it's a different character. It's not Bruce Banner.
That's right. Although the book is trying to get you to question that within the first page or 2, and then immediately throws that out. But also, it's a little bit of a mystery. Unless you know who it is already because you saw a movie with the Red Hulk in it, in which case you already do, and so the mystery is ruined and the book is almost unreadable.
Here's a question. Had there been Gray Hulk before this?
Yes.
And that was like partially intelligent Hulk?
Yeah,
that was Hulk.
That was Joe Fixit. That was Bruce Banner is the Hulk, but he's gray and he's kind of a dick.
Okay. So the Hulk changing color has been a thing before.
Yeah, so people
there's
are like,
reason
oh,
to think.
he's red now?
Yeah,
that's the Hulk.
This is his red phase.
Absolutely. Yeah, which actually makes sense. And I can imagine there being a conversation internally where they're like, so Hulk turns red, right? He got hit with all that shit at the end of World War Hulk.
Yeah, he came back from a different planet. What if it was Mars?
Right. Yeah, we send him to Mars, he gets red, he comes back. In
It's
this
just
case,
dust. You just gotta clean him off a little bit.
Oh, okay. It's just, we could believe that Hulk has turned red now. And
Yeah, it's the color of rage.
precedent.
It's perfect.
I almost wish that were the case because I never liked the true origin of the Red Hulk. Like when it comes to who the Red Hulk is, he's a villain.
Yeah.
He's the villain.
He's a villain, Mr. Frodo.
It would be like if Joker became Batman. Oh wait, that's one of the most profitable DC characters of all time.
How is Red Hulk as a villain who's another guy any substantially different than the Abomination?
Well,
He's just a hulked out
That's
monster.
actually, it's interesting you should ask that because the Abomination is assassinated by the Red Hulk in the first 2 pages of the story.
Oh, so he's stronger then.
Oh my God, he's so strong. He might be the strongest Hulk ever.
Yeah, except
he's
for
so
Hulk.
strong and cool. Maybe. Except for that moment where he fights Green Hulk. Spoilers. He breaks his arm. Ooh.
Oh, man.
But then Hulk just fixes his arm off panel. He's totally okay.
Well, he's Hulk.
Right.
So he heals.
It doesn't matter.
So it doesn't matter.
That
We
just
did
made him more
break
mad.
it.
So, but he
Who's
did,
ever broken Hulk's arm
literally
before?
nobody. So, you know.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Periscaler's like, oh,
Yeah, Red Hulk, I love him.
That means he's the best.
Yes. I remember people reading this when it came out. They had been used to Greg Pak's whole arc where he was like gladiator. He was like, yeah, are you not entertained? And then he becomes a ruler. And then he becomes this like despot. And he becomes this planet conqueror. And now he's just Hulk again. And he's like, Hulk smash, Hulk sprink, in third person, sentence fragments. And
Hulk's
also,
alone.
Yeah, Hulk won't be left alone.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh.
Hulk remember time where Hulk ruled. with eloquence.
Yeah, but he would not say eloquence, and he wouldn't even say that because Jeff Loeb didn't read any of that.
Oh no!
He was off
Not
planet
another
for, like,
one.
how long?
You could feel Jeff Loeb getting like, well, Jeff Loeb had just returned to Marvel at this point.
Oh,
so he's like, and I remember like people gearing up because the Ultimates was also a huge thing, and Jeff Loeb was like, folks, Ultimates 3 is coming as well. I'm gonna team up with Ed McGuinness. He's gonna draw my Hulk book, and we're doing Ultimates 3. Ultimates 3 is like the second to last nail in the coffin for the Ultimate Universe. But it also dovetails perfectly into the final nail in the coffin for the Ultimate Universe, which is Ultimatum, which he wrote. So it's like, it's almost like Jeff Loeb was a double agent who went to Marvel to ruin it. But also they got this cool, profitable character out of it.
But in the middle of that, yeah, this happened.
And this is dumb. And they know it. Like,
I mean, it's called Red Hulk. It's Hulk but red.
Like all the promotional materials are just like fight posters where they're like, oh shit, look at this, it's John Cena. And you're like, all right, I guess. And I'm like, look, I get it. And look, if you were marketing for Marvel, I understand. We got through all that hoity-toity plan and who am I kind of bullshit. And now it's time for Hulk to get back to basics. I'm not quite at a place where I want to turn him into a spaceship or anything. I'll leave that for other writers. But
Right.
Yeah, that'll be entertaining.
But I do want him to punch a monster.
I want him to punch monsters.
Yeah.
I want monsters to appear in this book. I want the characters to go like, what? And then get punched. Like, and that's what everyone does. Red Hulk shows up. People go, oh! And then Hulk punches them in the face. And they go, oh no!
What do you mean Red Hulk punches them in the face?
You're absolutely right. I'm
Thank
sorry.
you.
Forgive me. Red Hulk punches them in the face. People tried to coin Rulk, but I say no.
That sucks. Rulk?
Rulk.
No.
Red Hulk.
We don't call him Grulk.
No, they call him Joe Fixit, which is like completely out of the thin air.
Well, Grulk would work for regular Hulk too.
Well, that's true. No, 'cause
it'd
he's
be
not gray.
Grelk.
Well, it's green.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
They're all Grulk.
Right, that's true. Except for Rick Jones's Hulk, who's also invented for the story. And
What?
okay,
All right,
What?
Rick Jones becomes a Hulk.
he becomes a Hulk too.
Captain
Here?
America,
In this.
Bucky, Hulk.
Yeah, that's
What
right.
can Rick Jones not
The idea
do?
behind this book is let me make Hulk characters into Hulks.
Yes. Well, that way he can get into the new event, World War Hulks. Because he can be like, oh, there was a World War Hulk, but I didn't read that. But this new thing, I'm going to take that and then I'm going to
I
make
did
it.
hear that title.
And I thought, whoa, when I heard World War Hulk, I thought like, oh man, so everybody becomes a Hulk and just punch each other?
Yeah, every country has a Hulk.
Right, and they're like, what? That doesn't make any sense. That's stupid as hell. And he's like, stupid as hell or awesome as hell?
I'll show you.
I'll show you World War Hulks. And yeah, it worked. Red Hulk is a movie star. It's played by Harrison
true.
Ford.
I mean, he's so much a fixture now that I thought, I mean, this was what, 2010? 2008. I thought this was from like the 90s.
Sure, yeah.
Red Hulk. I just assumed.
Right. It's like, no,
I don't know
he's
why.
a relatively new creation. Dr. Leonard Samson is investigating a murder crime scene in Russia. And he is a psychiatrist, so he has no business doing that.
It's like, I don't even know what I'm doing here.
But Jeff Loeb wants Leonard Samson to be here so you think he's Red Hulk, and also wants a character like Columbo to come in and go like, here's how things worked out. And like putting people in positions, recreating the crime scene.
Right.
Something that he has no business doing.
How can he do anything? His hair is short.
And he is a Hulk character.
And he is a Hulk character, so we're using him. So Leonard Samson recreates the crime scene that took place in this small, destroyed Russian town where supposedly Hulk murdered the Abomination. Oh no! My timeless Emil Blonsky character
No,
is
he's
now
gone too
dead.
far.
He's gone too far this time. Well, and the whole town was annihilated.
Right. It's not like Hulk was careful.
No. This is a time where like Hulk must have escaped from his inescapable prison and murdered the jumped to Russia
Yeah.
and then murdered the Abomination.
Well, that's the only place he can murder it without the U.S. government really getting on his ass.
So they're literally here right now
Whoa. Doc Samson is here.
with S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh.
and a cadre of superheroes. So Samson uses She-Hulk in a way where he's like, okay, now you stand here, you're gonna be the victim, and She-Hulk is like sassy. You know, she's like, how about I be the killer and you be the victim? It's like, because you don't know how the crime scene worked, and I have to show people how the crime scene worked. Like, what? Why would you even say that? And he's like, okay, so then the Abomination gets punched, and she's like, careful. And I'm like, the She-Hulk isn't like that. Like, she's not a short-fused quick to anger.
No, but she is a Hulk character, and I need a Hulk character in this moment.
Yeah, well, and
I
you have
want to
Samson.
have someone do that. Well, he's telling her what to do.
Right.
Yeah, but Samson ain't green.
Yes, he is. He has the green hair.
Yeah, but she's more green.
Hulk beats the Abomination near death, cracks his skull, and then whips out a gun and blows him away.
What? That's his theory?
Maybe it's a space gun. He
That's
brought
what
it
happened.
back
Oh,
from
people
the
saw
planet.
it?
Yeah, it's not a space gun because they're like, we checked the bullets, and A, there's no way that a conventional gun could be wielded by the Hulk because he's so big.
He couldn't get his finger in the
But
trigger.
B, Maria Hill of S.H.I.E.L.D. is also there, and she's like, we do have guns like that could have approximated what occurred here. So we'll have to look into our inventory and see if anything's missing or if anything matches the description of this gun, which of course it will and does.
But if they know what happened, what are they even doing?
Well, because they don't have any suspects. Like they believe
they know
that
someone shot someone.
and it was a Hulk because of the foot imprints
I
and
see.
the devastation and
it all
and a
together.
couple of the eyewitness accounts.
It could have been a Sasquatch. You don't know.
Right? Yeah, it could have been Sasquatch of Alpha Flight because we do have the Russian Alpha Flight equivalent here in the form of the Winter Guard, who do show up because they're like, excuse me, you have no jurisdiction
turf,
here.
yeah.
Exactly. We also have a fun little convention where when we see the flashbacks that are being recreated by Samson, they have a green tint over them. So you can assume that it's Hulk.
Right, because why else would it be green?
But everything's green. So we're just looking through a green tinted lens because maybe it's like their imagination. They think it's the Green Hulk.
Right.
So we're going to see.
We're seeing Samson's imagining of the Green Hulk doing this.
But we're
That's
also
actually just his brain. His brain thinks in green
green
because
of all
the
the
green
green.
leached into his head.
Exactly. But like also we're seeing what literally happened, and so we're seeing Red Hulk, but with a green filter over it.
Oh.
So really, he should be brown.
That always confuses me in books when people are describing something and then you see the flashback. I'm like, wait.
So
Is this the thing where you're showing me what really happened as they're describing it?
Yeah.
Or is this the thing where you're showing me their interpretation of what
Right.
happened and you're going to show it to me later and it's different?
sometimes
Yes.
it is and sometimes it isn't, but that's Ben's answer is the right one. In this case, it's like a heist movie where they explain the plan and we also see them simultaneously executing the plan because we don't want to show the same plan twice.
Right.
Kind of like Boondock Saints too, where he's going over like, this is how it went down.
Exactly, yeah. When Willem Dafoe is explaining
Yes.
it, that is how it went down.
Right.
Except for one guy with 6 guns.
In fact, the heist movie dual heist, where we explain the heist and see it executed at the same time, has become so ubiquitous. If I see a movie where the characters are explaining what the plan is going to be and that doesn't happen, I know that the plan will not happen that way.
Right. Right. Because like when you would have showed it.
You would have showed me.
Yeah.
You would have saved us a whole scene
Yeah.
otherwise. And so, yeah.
Because
movies
you
are
gotta
ruined.
film that, man.
Exactly, you gotta film it.
That's days spent.
That's true, yeah. One of the other tip-offs that things are different from a typical Hulk fight, besides the collateral damage, the gun murder of Emil Blonsky, is also the glass under the footprints of this desert area in Russia.
Glass.
Yes. That something is so hot that it turned the sand to glass. And of course, it's Red Hulk because Red Hulk, the madder he gets, the more on fire he gets. I should say, the hotter he gets. He is more radioactive than the Green Hulk. And so as a result, when he gets mad, he generates more radioactive heat, which also manifests itself in the form of fire, which occasionally he can like conjure and wield / use defensively.
Oh, they didn't do that in the movie.
Nah, we saw fire around him and they selectively showed sequences of that to trick the audience into thinking that he would be. He does get hot in the movie.
I didn't notice.
It's
Or I
very
forgot.
faint.
Yeah, okay. Maybe I do remember that a little bit.
He doesn't fight a Hulk in that movie,
Right.
so no one can touch him.
Yeah. When you say he's radioactive, I'm like, oh, so normal people can't get near him because
Right.
he will like kill them with radiation.
Oh, sure, no, he should,
Yeah.
but no.
And also, like, probably these footprints left behind should be radioactive.
That's true, yes. And they emit a low-level grade of radiation.
Okay.
So they can see that there
Pick it
was
up
a
with a
radioactive
Geiger
being, but they
counter
also
or
assume
something,
it's
yeah.
Hulk because it's gamma radiation.
Right. Even though that Hulk doesn't do that.
Right.
with the glass
No.
thing. Yeah. Okay.
This is new.
Well, something's happened. He's changed.
Yes. Whoa.
Hulk has changed.
And who knows? Maybe he is.
Hey, maybe he stamped the ground so hard the impact created like a
A little friction. And yeah.
Yeah.
expulsion.
Boom. Fire.
Boom.
So the players right now who are investigating this crime scene, Dr. Leonard Samson, Maria Hill, She-Hulk, Iron Man, and General Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross. The Winter Guard shows up, like, everybody get out of here. And Jeff Loeb realizes at this point that the whole issue will be these characters looking at footprints, so there has to be a fight scene. And so everyone is angry and posturing, and eventually Samson punches the Red Guardian in the face, which causes a big fight to break out, where She-Hulk fights Ursa Major, Crimson Dynamo fights Iron Man, as you would expect.
Yeah.
And so a fight breaks out until Ross calms everybody down by firing a gun straight into the air, and points out that
That
they're-
usually calms things
Oh yeah,
down.
all those people would care about that.
Absolutely. These characters who could, like, knock a building over would definitely respond to 3 bullets being fired.
Shrug off bullets regularly.
Exactly. But it does get their attention because there is a child survivor of the devastation, and the child says "red" over and over again in Russian. So they're like, oh, that's weird. Meanwhile, in Alaska, many miles away, Rick Jones is half naked and sees devastation that he may have wrought as a Hulk as well.
What?
Not bearing the lead, Rick Jones was turned into a Hulk as well.
But not the one that did that other thing. But you're probably supposed to think it
maybe
is.
he is. Maybe
Right.
he is. Look at that. There's a fire near where Rick Jones has woken up. So maybe Rick Jones is the Red Hulk.
Because that's hot too. Is it coincidental or is there a connection?
It is completely coincidental, although there is a connection between Rulk and Rick Jones's Hulk, who has maybe the dumbest Hulk name I've ever heard in my life.
Sweet. Can't wait.
So Samson and Ross go back to Nevada. They go to the secret bunker where they're keeping Banner because they're like, we're stumped.
Yeah, did he get out?
Right. Did he get out? But also, we don't have enough information. The only person who is like the leading expert in Gamma is Banner.
need a Hulk
so we
expert.
got to go ask him.
Yeah.
And so they go to this off-books site. They get to like the toll booth operator. It turns out he's a robot, and that the whole thing is like manned automatically.
Right, because no person can be trusted with the information.
Exactly.
That's how secret it is.
Yeah. So they get retinal scan to allow access to the building. They go down into the bunker and they find Banner, and he's like, I was wondering when you were going to ask for my help. Oh,
Oh, he
Banner
knows
about it.
Banner isn't Red Hulk. And also, oh man, how did he get this information? We don't find out how he gets that information, but we do know that he's not Hulk.
I'd love
Red
it if it
Hulk.
was
That's the
I knew he would be coming to my help. For what, though? I don't know what anything
I just assumed you did because you're all here. Which would be a joke they would make in this book. So Stark and Hill are aboard the S.H.I.E.L.D. Helicarrier. It is commissioned by director Tony Stark. It cost $8 billion, and it is gold.
Aren't regular aircraft carriers built for like $8 to $10 billion?
Yeah, it would be like $20 or $50 billion to make a fucking helicarrier, especially a gold one. I mean, I'm assuming it's not solid gold.
Right, it's the atom-thin layer of gold, the least amount of gold we could possibly put
Yeah,
on
it's
there.
just
but it's
painted that
technically
color.
gold.
It has to be because, like, we used all the gold on Earth to make it.
Why would you do that?
Why would you do that? Because he's Iron Man.
Right.
But like $8 billion. Again, like I appreciate that like $8 billion is a
billion
lot.
dollars.
But again, a helicarrier probably costs $1 trillion.
Well, it's
Especially
impossible.
a shield
so yeah.
helicarrier.
Yeah, well, who else is nobody else is making helicarriers. So Maria Hill finds a gun that matches the description of the gun that was wielded, but it's
It's just one with a big enough trigger that Hulk can pull it.
that's right. It's just a big dumb gun for a big stupid hand.
Why would they have?
Why would they even build this?
You could just use a cannon.
Right? Like, were they gonna build it for Ben Grimm if he ever decided to enlist or something? So anyway, they're like, all right, this was stolen, or at least one of them was stolen from S.H.I.E.L.D., which means they had S.H.I.E.L.D. access. Oh, we're getting another piece of the puzzle falling into place. I should also point out that
How is she able to hold it?
oh, she's
Shouldn't that thing be like so big no one can wield it?
no, it's not like Optimus Prime's gun. It's just a big gun.
It just looks awkward because it's so big.
Yeah, exactly.
And to pull the trigger, she'd have to like use her whole like arm
Yeah.
or something. I don't know.
So She-Hulk's hanging out with Stark and Maria Hill while they're
Yeah,
doing
she's
this
a character in this
investigation.
book?
She's carrying the book. And
I don't know why. She's
yeah, she was there
prosecutor
earlier.
or something, but you know.
Oh yeah, well, whatever. She's a member of the Mighty Avengers now, I guess. She's not, but like here she is. And so Red Hulk appears and he attacks She-Hulk.
Oh.
And you're like, whoa!
Oh shit!
And she's like, the fucking Hulk is here!
He's on the
Ah!
helicarrier. How'd he get on?
Right? Whoa! And he just grabs her and just disappears.
This is the first time you see that he's red.
Oh, that's true.
All you had was the girl saying the word red. Now
That's
it's
right,
like,
that's
oh,
right.
he's red.
Unless you looked at the cover.
Well, yeah.
Oh, and his nails are black.
Ooh.
He's goth.
So Stark is worried about the ship being capsized by the devastation wrought by this Red Hulk. When he eventually,
Capsized. Is it floating?
well, it's flying,
floating
but
in
it's still
air.
a boat. So I got to use nautical terms
I see.
for the
He's worried
Helicarrier.
about,
Like
like,
to call
the
it port and aft.
Engines
yeah.
being damaged or something.
Oh,
I
sure,
guess.
yeah, probably.
Sorry, fore and aft.
What
So
about a
Stark finds
coxswain?
She-Hulk unconscious in the armory, like where Stark now keeps a bunch of his Iron Man armors. This would be cool if like he outfitted a bunch of people with armor. In fact, he even says to Maria, like, I need you to make sure that like all the engines and stuff are still operational and that everybody's where they're supposed to be. If you're gonna help, put on a suit. She doesn't, but
No.
nevertheless. So then
Why
Stark,
don't you try putting a suit of armor around the Helicarrier?
right?
I did,
Then
it's
it wouldn't
gold.
have happened. Yeah, that's true.
I'm
actually.
painting the rest of it red next week.
You were too worried about your precious freedoms.
I love fascist Iron Man. Stark goes down into like the bowels of the Helicarrier, which also conveniently enough look like a sewer. And so while he's down there,
Look,
he ends
everyone's
up.
got to poop.
Well, that's true. Yeah,
do you
maybe
want?
he's in
Everybody
the
poops.
sewage area. So he bumps into Clay Quartermain, who is also a SHIELD agent and maybe a suspect for who Red Hulk could be. And he is with General Ross, and they're both like, oh, I ran into the Red Hulk, and he pushed me over, and then he ran
And
through
he
here.
ran away.
Yeah, and so literally Stark's like, I'm going to figure this out. And he walks past Ross, and then Red Hulk is like, bah! And he goes and gets him. And you're like, whoa, no, that's pretty scary. And actually, I should point out that Ed McGuinness's art is fantastic. I love McGuinness's work on this. He understood the assignment. This is dumb, and it's fighting. Do it.
Dumb fights
Dumb
over
fights,
and over again.
go for it. Yes, I want to see that. I want to see fun shot compositions.
Yeah.
I'm in, and McGuinness is delivering. Red Hulk also isn't like talking. He's like, rah, and he's like, oh, so what's the? You're an animal then? You don't make any noise. You just make noises. You're not gonna say anything, huh? And then She-Hulk mentions that she was talked to by Red Hulk.
Oh,
He said, I can kill you at any time.
that's
So
what he
he's
said.
a creeper.
So he's just a man of few words. He's a Hulk of few words.
Yeah,
he
that's-
can talk.
Well, he
can
saves
talk,
his
but
words
chooses
for
not to.
other Hulks.
Yeah, he only talks to
only
Hulks.
talk to Hulks. And no one's
I'm sorry, are
worthy
you
of
a
hearing my
Hulk?
speech.
You're not worth my time.
Exactly.
I mean, grr.
They get topside onto like the platform. He's trying to like evacuate the Helicarrier. Red Hulk is hitting him with like fighter jets. Eventually, the ship is going to go down, and so Stark makes sure to get the ship over a strip of land that won't kill millions of people because originally they were going to crash into
Field or
Manhattan.
something? Of course.
And so Stark
Why did he
is
try to
like,
land it in the Hudson?
Right.
Come on, Sully.
Because he didn't have that idea, because Sully
Yeah.
didn't do it yet. Stark is like, oh, I know an area in New Jersey where this sort of thing happened, and so we'll go there.
Is that the Meadowlands?
It is not.
Is it where the Hindenburg crashed?
It's where the Hindenburg crashed. He won't Google it. Jeff Loeb will not Google where
refuse.
the Hindenburg crashed. When it crashes and Stark fails to save the carrier, he yells, "Oh, the humanity!"
I was
And
going to ask if he says, oh, the human.
every time there's like a designation of where the location is, it says a field in New Jersey. Like
You know where it is.
Bendis constantly said that locations were in Dover, New Jersey, despite having never been there.
Yeah.
Why won't you just Google it? And I know
Maybe he did Google it. He's like, well, it couldn't.
I looked it up, and there is a field there. Okay,
I feel like they're probably similar in size.
I would have to assume
Helicarrier to a Zeppelin, because the Zeppelin was mostly
the
the bulbous part of the ship. Like the
Yeah.
place where the people were was small.
much smaller.
So,
Much
so,
smaller, but no, I feel like the Helicarrier is at least twice as big as a Zeppelin.
Right.
well, is it roughly the size of an aircraft carrier, or is it
No, it's
bigger
big.
than
I
an
think that
aircraft
this is
carrier?
like I think this Helicarrier is not unlike Darth Vader's Star Destroyer, where the Executor is obscenely bigger than any
Right,
conventional
you could
Star
fit
Destroyer.
other Helicarriers in this Helicarrier.
Yes, it's Mother Carrier.
Right.
It makes Helicarrier.
That's a pretty big deal that he crashed it then.
Oh yeah, no, I know. That was $8 billion worth of devastation.
There should
That's
be
okay, Tony can afford
massive repercussions.
Oh no,
throughout
Tony
the Marvel
mentions-
universe.
Absolutely. Tony says that he used taxpayer money to build it. This isn't a personal write-off.
Oops.
We paid for this Helicarrier to exist in this book and then be destroyed. So
Sweet.
that happens. Meanwhile, in the Gamma base in Nevada, Rick Jones is being dropped off by a friendly trucker when he bumps into a unseen character that Rick Jones recognizes, who says, "Oh, I thought you were dead." And he's like, "Oh, great, it's you." And then Red Hulk backhands him, and Rick Jones transforms into the new Abomination, because we just conveniently killed the old one, and Rick Jones needs to be the new Abomination, because I want more Hulks in here. But don't worry, because that would be derivative for him to just be Abomination.
So it's the new Abomination.
Well, no, he's going to go with a new name.
Yeah, he's blue. He's a Blumination.
The Abomination.
Abomination is better than A-Bomb.
A-Bomb.
A-Bomb, short for Abomination, but also evocative of the bomb itself that was used in testing.
Was he
that
made by an
inspired-
A-Bomb?
No!
Oh.
He was made by radiation from the attack on Hulk in World War Hulk and a combination of efforts by the Intelligentsia, a group of primarily Hulk villains who were also super smart, who also facilitated the creation of the Red Hulk. But that's a little bit more complicated. So let's just say A-Bomb, and he's also just like regular Green Hulk, where he's like, boo, A-Bomb, smash.
Oh. Is it Gamma?
Sure.
They use Gamma to make him?
Gamma and cosmic rays.
Shouldn't they call him a G-Bomb?
Yeah, but that's too close to G-Spot.
That's gold. You can mine that for
I agree.
at least 2 jokes.
Hit the G-Bomb.
We'll workshop it.
We'll workshop it. But yeah, so how do we justify, like, what's the point of this? So that Rick Jones can be a blue Hulk, and also he's an Abomination, so he has scales, and those scales protect him from being burned by Red Hulk. Cool.
Great.
Did the other Abomination have scales?
Yes. Yeah, he was
Did
green
they
scale.
protect him?
Well, no. But
Well, no,
like,
he was
no,
killed.
but he was beaten to death. It wasn't about being burned. It was about being shot.
Right. Yeah, so they would have protected him.
Yeah, no. They didn't say cause of death was burning. They said cause of
Yeah.
death was skull cracking from blunt force trauma and then also riddling with bullets.
So does that mean when Hulk fights Red Hulk, he gets burned because he doesn't have scales?
Well, we don't see that either in this fight, at least. But he can be burned. But again, Hulk is stronger than that, and he's made of tougher stuff.
Are the scales made of asbestos?
No. They're just hard scales, like an armadillo. And you know, famously, armadillos are fire.
Oh, they walk through fires all the time.
yeah,
Well, they roll through them, really.
exactly.
So they fight.
Yeah, so they're gonna fight now. Oh no! Meanwhile, back at the Devastation, Stark wants to know about.
How did Red Hulk get there so fast?
Right.
Well,
Well, he jumped. You know, from the.
he jumped off the ship.
He jumped from New Jersey
Well, the ship was landing into New Jersey, so he jumped above New Jersey and
and landed in Nevada.
In Nevada, yeah. That.
Well,
yeah.
he jumped and then he
jumped
and then he
again.
jumped again and he just
The Hulk
hopped.
can pass. Hulk can traverse long distances by jumping.
That has
That
happened.
is canon. He does that. It's just that he was there really, really, really fast.
really fast.
Now, if I would rather
Was there
he
a
was
shot
just
where like somebody gets in a plane
No.
and it flies away and they're like, "There's a plane missing"?
no.
No.
No,
Okay.
we're literally watching people parachute out of the Helicarrier as these characters are talking about Red Hulk being gone. So we have to assume that Hulk can just jump so high, so far, and so quickly that he can be in New Jersey 1 minute, and within the span of, let's say, 2 to 3 minutes, he could jump into Nevada.
Well, according to Jeff Loeb, all the states are connected alphabetically. So Nevada
Nevada
to New
was-
Jersey isn't really that
That's
far.
True, yeah,
Quite
exactly.
close.
Well, again, he
Right
didn't
next to it.
Google it, so he has no idea where Nevada is.
Yeah,
So-
only New Hampshire's between them.
Exactly.
I mean, how big is the U.S. really?
Really?
I feel like it's not that big.
It can't be, right? I refuse to Google it. So anyway, Stark finds out that like Samson and Ross saw Banner, and he's like, all right, well, send me the feed because everything's being recorded down there anyway. So there's a conversation where he's like, I thought you'd come to me anyway, no, but I don't know what's going on. Tell me more. And so they're talking, and basically like Samson and Ross are like, you suck, you crap, we hate you. Anyway, there's another Hulk.
Will you help us?
Would help us out. No, they don't ask him hat in hand, but they're just kind of like, meh. And so Banner's like, well, to be fair, Hulk and I have been separated before. So there is a possibility that the Red Hulk that's running around is a version of me. And we've never actually seen me become a Hulk because if I touch the glass or get upset, I'm gassed. So like, I'm never transforming into the Hulk at any point. So maybe Maybe I am that. Maybe that was me.
Like gassed as in killed?
No, just knocked out.
Oh, okay.
You know, he's
Is
constantly
that
gassed.
his ploy to get them to like disable the safety systems?
No.
So the only way to know is if you let me Hulk out.
That would be something, but instead it's not. Instead, just because of a Rulk fight, his security systems are destroyed, and so he just hulks out anyway.
I see.
But also, Banner says something suspicious, and below the censor's ability to record what he's saying to Ross, and it makes Ross mad. And Stark's like, what was that? Like, immediately, instead of going like, Stark's like, what was that? What did he say? I want to know. Get every big brain to break this code and find this, like, find out what he said.
Okay.
If the mic was too low to pick it up,
You can't.
It's too low to pick it up.
Right. Like, and I would love it if that were the case. Like, I would love it if, like, because he goes to read Richards and Richards figures it out. And they break, like, a couple of words. They find out a couple things he says, but not the whole thing. But I would love it if Reed's like, you can't. It's volume.
Yeah, it's too low.
It's
What?
too low. You can't. Here's how I can do this. I can take you back in time, and you can go there, and you could listen to what they're saying.
Right.
That's more possible for me
Yeah.
than actually doctoring the audio enough to hear something that was not recorded.
Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Did you turn up the volume?
Right?
Like, yeah, I turn up. It's all like staticky and like hard to make out.
Okay, now I'm gonna isolate all these different
Yeah.
channels.
Yeah, it's staticky and blown out because like you're just amplifying like garbage because that's what you have is garbage.
It didn't record anything. It's like, oh, my kid's recital was recording this camera, but the lens cap was on. Can you recover the footage? No, I can't record something that was never recorded.
Well, I've seen a lot of movies where like they
We
can do
enhance the
that.
audio.
Where like you could somehow like see around corners and shit in video, and so
Yeah.
I just thought maybe you could do one of those things.
Yeah,
Can you
because
just zoom in and then like make the picture perfectly crystal clear?
with AI we can now.
Well, now you
but not in
kinda can,
2008, and also it extrapolates information and might be wrong.
It very well could be wrong.
In fact, it statistically will be wrong because it's not what was recorded. It's filling in the gaps with made-up shit. But look, that's not what this is about because there's a 2-page splash of two brand new Hulk characters punching the shit out of each other. Two characters, one of whom's identity I don't know, are fighting. Oh no!
Well, it could be a
tell you, I don't
version
know
of
him.
Bruce Banner, like he said.
And
What
right
if he
now,
got a nosebleed and then the blood, grew consciousness?
Right, yeah. Look, right now I'm watching Rick Jones in a new dope blue Hulk identity known as A-Bomb, A+, no notes, versus Red Hulk, who could be Quartermain. I love they were like, oh yeah, maybe it's Quartermain.
Maybe it's
I'm
Quartermain.
like, yeah, I'm sorry. 2/3 of the readers are like, I don't know who Quartermain is.
I don't think it's quarter.
I don't think
1/3
so.
of the couch is who is the quarter.
Yeah, he also dies in this book, so like whatever. It ain't Quartermain,
Right.
but it could be Quartermain, could be Samson, could be an aspect of Bruce Banner's personality. It could be Ross of all characters.
Well,
but
wouldn't
there's
that be
way,
crazy?
Because Red Hulk pushed Ross out of the way and then went behind Stark in the tunnel. It couldn't possibly be him. Also, sometimes Ross is there when Red Hulk is there, and it's not like Red Hulk is just projecting his own consciousness as like we're not just visually depicting Red Hulk having a conversation with himself. Nor could it also be Secret Invasion. There's a moment later in the book where like Rick Jones knows who Red Hulk is and wants to tell Hulk who Red Hulk is, but Hulk is jumping out of the way, and then Samson shoots Rick Jones. And he's like, oh, no, you don't. We're not ready for that yet. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. Make Leonard Samson a Skrull. Way to play ball. No.
Oh.
Screw that.
No,
There's another
Jekyll and
reason.
Hyde, the intelligentsia got to Samson and made like an evil Samson version of his consciousness. And I'm like, that sucks.
Wait, don't we have Jekyll and Hyde?
Yeah,
Is that a character, Mr. Hyde?
Yeah, there is a villain. But he's a Daredevil villain, and he sucks anyway.
Well, we still want to do
and
the
he might
thing.
also be dead.
Oh my God, we get a retinal scan on this
Oh,
page.
that's right, because they're in the area. Because the thing is, I needed A-Bomb to fight Red Hulk, and I needed Hulk to be in Nevada so that he could do the retinal scan. I know he's in New Jersey, and that it's literally minutes between those two spaces, but whatever. So, yeah, they're by that machine.
Why does the retinal scan work? His eyes are all yellow.
Because they're they're glowing. But it went through, the cloud of color that was projecting from the rage fire within him.
So what
it
you're telling me is
found his
that the retinal
retinal-
scanner recognizes the eye,
Right.
even though technically the eye should be the size of a softball.
Well, it's just scanning. I mean, just because it's a little closer up or further
he gets
away.
farther away from it, so it appears smaller to the scanner.
Sure.
So it exactly scales.
I mean, it is exactly the same distance from its eye right now as it was earlier in the scene. But Yeah, but
See, everything about the Hulk gets larger except for the eyes.
Yeah. That's why he's so scary, because they got little beady eyes. But yeah, like this is just another little tease to whet the appetite of the reader. Like, oh, the scanner, and it says, oh, it's the ID has been confirmed as. Oh, and then he smashed it. Damn it! I wanted to know who the Red Hulk was in issue 2 or 3.
It's either Ross or
Samson.
Samson.
Yeah, or Quartermain.
Or Quartermain. Who could it be?
I don't know.
You know why it can't be Ross? It definitely can't be Ross. Ross hates the Hulk. That would be so
He would
messed
hate
up if he
being
became a Hulk.
And this guy seems like he's loving it. Because a big, stupid, like 6-pound gun pops out of the ground. He's like, perfect, a gun my size. And he rips it out of the ground, and it works perfectly because I've seen Predator. And so they're just he just starts shooting at Abomination.
Here's the thing, I know that guns work even if it doesn't have a trigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing, because this Red Hulk also is like a master strategist, because he uses the word strategy when he talks about how he's fighting people.
Well, he uses weapons. He uses guns. Hulk
Yeah,
doesn't
Hulk
use
doesn't
guns.
use guns unless it's written by Peter David.
It's a Hulk that uses guns. He's even more dangerous than Hulk.
Yeah.
Because it's Hulk plus a
guns.
dangerous weapon.
Well, it's a
and
strategic
he's
mind
hot.
within the body of a Hulk.
And he's strategic. He's like 10 times the Hulk.
Yeah, and you're gonna love him. You're gonna buy his
real
action
threat.
figure, and you're gonna want him to join the Avengers.
When
Those
does
things
this
happen,
Hulk
of
like
course.
grab bullets in his fist and punch with the bullets so that they're even stronger than if they were shot out of a gun?
Oh man, that's why you needed to be an editor on this book, to help Jeff Loeb out with some of his ideas. Instead, he just shoots Abomination and goes, I've already killed one Abomination, but how about a second one? And then A-Bomb is like knocked out, and he's like, yeah, whatever, you're not a man. And then they punch each other some more, and Red Hulk just starts beating on A-Bomb so hard that it causes massive earthquakes, which also reach Banner's cell. Or maybe it's earthquake-like shakes within the ground. It's not technically an earthquake.
Right.
Anyway, Banner's cage is rattled. He immediately tries to get himself out of there because he doesn't want to get crushed to death because he's so doped up. The gas is released, but he's still conscious, so Hulk just smashes out. And he's
So the gas gets released probably from the seismic shock, being like, oh, I think the Hulk's escaping.
No, he touches the wall, and it's like,
you're trying to
you
get
touched
out.
the wall, it's been triggered, and then so the gas comes out.
Fuck.
But then he also just hulks out, and I'm like, wait, so he could have always hulked out?
Yeah. Well,
So-
this is the Hulk that you can't incapacitate this Hulk,
Yeah.
this Banner, because the Hulk will feel it happening and Hulk out before it can happen.
That's
it's like he
actually-
can't shoot himself in the head.
Yeah, they use that
If
later,
he can't
too.
shoot himself in the head, he definitely can't be gassed.
No, which he definitely is, though.
Maybe his plan was always to stay in prison and be like, look, I'm being a good inmate.
I think that's exactly what he's
I'm
just
getting
like,
time off for good behavior.
he knows he's never going to leave.
Like, I could break out, but like, what? And get chased for being the Hulk?
Yeah.
Like,
I also don't know what Hulk I'm going to turn into.
Oh, yeah.
You know, now I'm dumb Hulk, so great. I don't even know I'm Hulk when I'm hulking.
But we see Hulk turn into Hulk,
Yes.
and then on the next page, there's a green harpy, and I'm like, did he turn into a harpy?
Yeah, no,
No.
but a Hulk will turn into a harpy later. Not in this book, thankfully. But these are robot harpies. These harpies look just like Betty Ross, so that if Hulk were to escape, he'd be besieged by Betty-looking harpies.
Tormented.
Well, it might like calm him down or something.
Oh, sure.
Or just piss him
Yeah,
off more.
seeing Betty as a harpy would definitely make him calmer.
Yeah, well,
Also, way to go for your daughter. Yeah, I think of my daughter as a harpy.
well, ho, nobody's talking about his daughter here. No, but Ross did design this.
Yeah, so yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, I would have had to get some permission to use someone else's likeness.
That's true. And I already knew that it had a personal relationship with.
Yeah, so maybe.
Yeah. And she did betray me by liking a Hulk.
That's true. Yeah.
I think his logic was that would be
That's
pretty
true.
fucked up.
That'd be pretty fucked up. And that's what it is. And I think it's just that Ed McGuinness wanted to draw harpies, and
Yeah.
Jeff Loeb was happy to oblige.
Also, they're much larger than I thought.
Oh yeah, no, they're able to no, it's just bad.
It's bad perspective.
Yeah. So one of them grabs Abomination, and Abomination just beats it to death and destroys it. One grabs Red Hulk, he smashes it too.
Yeah, it's large enough that it can pick up a Hulk in its feet.
Yes.
That's a big harpy.
Like
it's a
one in
big
each.
robot harpy, and there's at least a couple of them.
That's so weird.
I know.
Also, it just looks like a person.
Yeah,
Except for the arms, which look like robot arms.
only because he's ripping them out.
Yeah,
You know?
it,
If he wasn't,
it can
then
really
they wouldn't.
emote in the face. It shouldn't be able to do that.
Why would you make it do that? It's just a robot for beating the Hulk. It doesn't
Show
need
you
to
how,
emote.
Right, but because he's a douche.
No, I
Because
spent $1 billion per
I spent
harpy.
1/8 of the cost of a helicarrier.
But
a golden helicarrier.
But I made 7 more, so I spent the same amount.
Yeah, you can
Why
either
build
have
1 when you can build 8?
for 8 times the
That's
cost.
the price.
Yeah, because Ross
Thanks,
on a big
contact.
contact kick. Anyway, Anyway, so A-Bomb goes down taking out a Harpy. Red Hulk takes down a Harpy in another location, and then when he takes down that Harpy, he's like, all right, Rick, let's do this. And Hulk's like, Hulk, not Rick! Hulk is Hulk! And I'm like, shut up. I'm so sick of that.
I wasn't talking to you.
I'm already done with Hulk being this stupid. But Jeff Loeb isn't, because he's like, well, how long has it been?
Right, it's been stupid.
Since he's been stupid.
I
want to
see stupid Hulk.
I want my Hulk, the Hulk I remember.
Right.
But, Red Hulk is like, Banner, I'm gonna love this. And I'm like, shut up.
Why is Hulk dumb and Red Hulk isn't?
Well, because this is a different way in which we got Hulks. Green Hulk can be anything at any time, and Red Hulk can be whatever I made up.
Right, because I just made it.
So then Uatu the Watcher appears.
Oh.
And he's like, I'm sworn not to interfere. There's a big situation here. And then Red Hulk goes, hey! And then punches Uatu in the face and goes, shut the fuck up!
Okay, Red Hulk just became my favorite character.
This was a big moment for a lot of people.
What?
All I could think of was just how hilarious it is that Uatu goes, ow! Like, oh shit! And then it just gets worse. It's one thing if like Red Hulk punches Uatu and then Uatu's like, fuck you, and then leaves. Uatu has power.
Shouldn't he become incorporeal?
Uatu could stop Galactus.
But he lets himself get punched by Hulk.
But he is punched by Hulk, and he's toppled over, and like his skirt gets kicked up, and Ross. I'm sorry, excuse me, I didn't mean Ross. I meant Red Hulk. Got confused with the R's. But Red Hulk then makes fun of his tiny penis, and then starts like wailing on him until Hulk stops him and says like, "Stop punching bald man, punch Hulk." And then Uatu like just bids a hasty retreat. We don't see him hilariously and embarrassingly like run away.
Crawl away.
But we assume he just disappears back to the blue area of the moon. What matters is this is the kind of book we're doing.
Yeah.
Like, this is it. It's
wow.
just funny.
That's how
and
he might as well be Deadpool.
Yeah.
That's a Deadpool.
Well,
thing.
he's Redpool. He's red.
He's Hulk
I didn't
Pool.
think he was actually there. I thought it was just like a literary device.
Yeah, like a fun.
This could happen, and then Red Hulk punches him, and then goes back to.
And then we go back to our book where
Right,
that's not happening.
right, like-
It's like no, that's canon.
No, that's canon. He can punch Uatu. I also would have expected him to go, shut the fuck up, punches Uatu, and then goes, now back to our regularly scheduled comic book.
Right.
Like, no, he just keeps beating on him,
It's
and
part
then
of
Hulk's
the
like,
whole
stop
scene.
punching
with-
him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Uatu's my friend. Right.
Also, don't hit giant baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of messed up. I
Right.
don't like Uatu looking like that.
Looking helpless and beaten.
Well,
No, me
also
either.
his head is really giant.
I know,
I didn't
yeah.
realize it was that big. I thought it was a
It
little bit
didn't used
bigger
to
than
be
a
big,
person.
but it is much bigger. No, it's a big head.
That's a big head.
That's a big head. So then Red Hulk
Also,
says,
his eyes go back to regular eyes.
I know.
They're glowing at first, and then it's just like, oh no.
yeah, because he got punched. I don't think Uatu's ever been punched.
I thought when you showed the Uatu panel, I was like, Uatu's gonna say like, I'm here to watch popcorn. Coke. I'm ready for this fucking
Yeah,
fight.
yeah.
Like, it's gonna
Oh,
be
I've never
awesome.
seen anything like this.
I've been sworn not to interfere, but I wouldn't if I didn't. Because this is just so effing dope. That's better.
Yeah.
I mean, like, because this
That's
is a
very
first idea.
disappointing.
Like, Red Hulk punching Uatu in the face and going, like, shut the fuck up.
Oh, haha, yeah, no,
Ha, ha,
but
ha.
really, we can't have him do that. Like,
Because that would break everything.
Yeah, what's
But,
the
like,
real
who
thing?
Who cares? They're like,
Yeah, they're
well,
like,
I'm sorry.
cares,
Are you
nerd?
complaining about what's happening in this Hulk book?
I'd love it if Uatu goes back and is just like, hey, someone punched me. I'm interfering. I've submitted forms. I need clearance, but I'm gonna go back there. I'm gonna kick his
That would be
ass.
amazing if they brought that up now. Like almost 20 years later, where Red
man.
Hulk's like doing something and Uatu's like, hey, shut the fuck up.
I've been waiting to do this for 20 years.
That would be friggin' awesome.
I had to get clearance.
Yeah, it just took me this long.
I want to see there be other watchers there, and they're like, "Hey, just let it go, man. No,
No, this new plot, that's bullshit.
Punched me in the face. I wasn't prepared for that.
I wasn't
okay,
ready.
I could have wiped his friggin' face off the face of the fucking planet.
That's right. I could beat Galactus
I could
if I wanted to.
unmake him. Like
Yeah.
what?
This is horseshit. Call me with my pants down.
Hold me
okay?
back. Hold me back.
Hold me back, watchers. And they're like, no. You know what? Do it.
Do it.
You get complete clearance. Knock yourself out.
Hulk
asshole.
sucks. I don't care. The non-interference thing, that's not for Red Hulk.
No, you can.
You
do
can
it.
interfere with that. It doesn't matter.
Stupid. He was really important for a little while, and now he's not. But then he's in a Cat movie. He's not even in a Hulk movie. because they can't make those.
That's right.
So they fight, and it's like a big green and red Hulk fight, and Hulk insists that all he wants to do is be left alone, and Red Hulk's like, I find that hard to believe, because like you invaded this Earth and like attacked us with friends and stuff, you piece of shit. I should point out, like, Rick Jones was almost killed. Like, he's the reason why Hulk gets so mad that he almost breaks the world, because like Meek stabs him or something, and Rick's like, oh, so like they had to like help him, and the intelligentsia is just like, no, let's turn him into an abomination or something. But anyway, so Red Hulk says a bunch of stupid bullshit at Green Hulk, and Hulk says a bunch of stupid bullshit, but it's like at least it's in character.
Right.
Like Red Hulk says that he's as dumb as a bag of hammers, and Hulk says, Hulk, not bag of hammers! And I'm like, don't make him say that. But also, I guess, what? You're trying to say that comics are stupid, but also you want them to pay you?
I'm getting real mixed messages.
Hulk says, the madder Hulk gets, the stronger Hulk gets. And Red Hulk's like, yeah, I've heard that before. It must be very scary to your enemies, but you ain't never had a friend like me. And I'm like, what? That doesn't even correlate with what you just said. I'm like,
He didn't say anything about friends.
I'm like, what are you quoting the genie?
He didn't really set you up for that line.
No,
and,
he did not.
It doesn't really go
Doesn't
here.
really go here. So then he turns red and he's like, "Whoa!" And he talks about how he's showed to everybody, like that he's the strongest and he's the most badass. And he mentions like She-Hulk and Iron Man and Ross. And you're like, okay, so.
Oh, interesting.
But then he hulks out and he breaks the Hulk's arm. And he's like, whoa! I could kill any of them anytime I wanted. I'm like, I remember when you said that. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So he punches him and he's like, and Hulk passes out from the pain.
From the pain.
Yeah.
Oh
Whoa.
wow. What?
So Iron Man finds out that Quartermain's dead, and Maria Hill finds a discarded jacket because Jeff Loeb has seen The Thing, and the jacket used to belong to Leonard Samson, so naturally Leonard Samson is suspect number one for Red Hulk.
Of course.
Right.
Why doesn't Red Hulk just kill Hulk?
Oh, because Red Hulk wants everyone to see him kill Hulk, because he's like, I wanted to beat you, but now I need to show everyone that I can kill you. So he brings Hulk unconscious to the Golden Gate Bridge. So there is an audience of stopped traffic that can't hear anything he's saying through this rainstorm. But yeah, the idea was that Red Hulk like smacked Hulk around while he was unconscious to make sure that he ever reverted back into Banner.
I was gonna say, why doesn't he go back to Banner?
Yeah, no, Loeb thought of that.
Yeah. Okay.
This ain't no hack. He wrote Hush and Ultimatum. So he's like, I want the world to see that I killed the Hulk. So he gets this another big gun and he puts it in Hulk's face, and then Hulk eats the gun.
Sure.
Nice power move.
Where does he get these giant guns?
He steals them from S.H.I.E.L.D. because he has S.H.I.E.L.D. access.
Why does that's just a regular gun, but big. Why do they have that?
Why do you make these big guns? What massive S.H.I.E.L.D. agent do you have on your payroll? I don't
Red
know.
Hulk!
They don't hire him yet.
No, but clearly he works for S.H.I.E.L.D.
Well, you never know. We might need one.
He has access to S.H.I.E.L.D.
Exactly.
What
The
if we
retinal scan shows
recruit
that.
That's true.
Hulk to be in S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Yeah, maybe.
That's what the gun's for.
That's right. It's a red herring.
Here's the thing. The gun is meant to kill a Hulk.
Yeah, right.
I guess.
But why would you make
It's
it
just-
big enough for a Hulk to wield?
It's just ironic that only a Hulk can wield it.
Yes, right. Or
I was
the Thing.
hoping I would get Banner so depressed enough.
That he would pick
That
it
he
up
would, yeah.
and then blow his own
It's
brains out.
it's meant for
As
suicide.
a Hulk. Yes,
Yes.
exactly. So Red Hulk
Perfect.
just like loses himself for a while. He's just like, I wanted to destroy you for years. I'm definitely not Thaddeus Ross. And then just starts smashing at him, and Hulk falls kind of like half unconscious into the drink, and then Thor appears.
Ah.
Now we're going to get a big fight with Red Hulk versus Thor.
Nice.
And power scalers are going to go, I don't know, what? Okay, so yeah, but like what? Okay, so this is how this works.
Right. So Red Hulk
Can
beats
beat
Hulk.
and Thor, but what? So yeah, you're like, oh no. And then what follows is a big fight. Thor's back. He was dead for a little while. They have the Broxton, Oklahoma thing, and he's being written by Babylon 5 creator J. Michael Straczynski. And it was actually kind of an okay, pithy exchange. Red Hulk goes, I heard you were dead. And Thor goes, I heard you were green. And then they fight.
Okay.
And Red
Did someone
Hulk,
call Thor?
No, Thor just like sees
He's
it or
just like,
feels it or
"Hey,
feels it.
what's going on?
Yeah.
It was a Hulk fight. I
Right?
guess I'll
He
show
must have
up.
heard about it or something. Like,
Yeah.
he must have heard the thunder.
Maybe Heimdall saw it or something.
So Thor like unleashes Mjolnir into Red Hulk's face, and Red Hulk does have like a crack or an X in his face, but he laughs it off because he's just so freaking cool and powerful.
Why is he
Why
an
would the
X?
hammer make an X?
So then Red Hulk punches Thor and just wails on him for a while, and also says he doesn't believe in gods anyway. And
Sure.
Thor gets the upper hand, but Red Hulk is like, but you're used to fighting Green Hulks and stuff, but not Red Hulks like me. And so he talks about studying him and knowing about how Mjolnir works. And so he grabs Mjolnir. He can't wield it, but he grabs it and then jumps with Thor. Thor flies with Red Hulk, so he's not technically wielding or grabbing Mjolnir. He's not taking Mjolnir.
Let me ask you this: why wouldn't Thor just let go?
Right.
And then he would just collapse to the ground immediately.
Because Jeff Loeb wants Red Hulk to be able to use Mjolnir in this fight. So Red Hulk establishes to Thor that you can use Mjolnir in zero gravity, which is completely not true.
What?
But it is in this story. So
Yeah, because gravity affects it, obviously.
right, because gravity
It's just so heavy.
Because gravity affects magical enchantments.
Well, didn't you realize that since nothing can lift Mjolnir
Right.
off of Earth's gravity, if I just fought on the moon,
Yeah, right.
clearly I could wield it.
Well, because I'm
Right.
not technically
I'm worthy
wielding
up
it.
there.
Yeah. Right. Well, I'm the most worthy person on the moon if I'm the only one on it. So as long as Thor doesn't land on the moon and I fight him with Mjolnir on the moon, then I am worthy. No.
There's also no place where there's no gravity. There's gravity in space. The Earth pulls things into it. That's what keeps the moon in orbit. If there was no gravity in space, the moon would just fly off.
But again, Jeff Loeb doesn't Google anything. So then Red Hulk holds his breath because they're in outer space.
Oh, and he has to breathe.
And he says stupid, dumb bullshit.
But how can he say things if he's holding his breath?
He's about to. He goes, I gotta hold my breath now. Gotta run silent. And I'm like, what are you, Naruto running? Don't say stupid stuff like that.
That's a weird thing to say.
That's a really geeky
Okay,
thing to
nerd.
say. That's a thing that I don't think General Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross
would ever
say. But maybe if he was given a strongman child fantasy augmentation like Red Hulk.
Was saying I gotta run silent like the Red October.
There you go. Yeah, no, actually he's using military terms. It's not gotta run silent like, I don't know, anything else. Yeah, no.
It's like the caterpillar drive.
Yeah. No, you're right.
And they're both red.
Yeah. Oh. See? Actually, it's brilliant. You're right.
Oh,
Sorry.
it's poetic.
See, this guy gets it.
See, Jeff, I got you.
So wait a minute. Red Hulk is jumping?
Yeah.
He can jump into space?
Oh, sure. Well, he could jump from Jersey to Nevada in 2 seconds. So he could jump into space.
It has to be the fact that somehow he's using part of Mjolnir's velocity.
Yes.
Yeah.
Until they can get into outer space.
But he says your secret's no one can lift your hammer unless all I'm doing is jumping.
But what?
You can so if I jump, I can lift the hammer? I don't understand.
It doesn't make any sense.
It's because it's still attached to Thor.
Yeah, it's
Thor is still wielding
so
Mjolnir.
as long as Thor is touching it, I guess anybody can pick it up.
Right. Yeah, as long as I make sure that I put my hand around Thor's,
Right.
I can punch him
I
in
can
the face.
lift it.
No, you can't.
But you're still lifting it with your own power. You shouldn't be able to.
Exactly. So anyway, he punches
It's
Thor
being
with Mjolnir.
lifted by Thor.
Right.
But I'm changing the trajectory because I'm so strong. 'Cause I'm
Yes.
Hulk.
But
Yes.
if Thor doesn't engage any of his own muscles, then it shouldn't really be.
Right, but Thor is because he's oh no, I don't want that to happen.
Right.
you
Yeah,
know?
but Mjolnir's a hammer. It's just look, I'm in contact with Thor. Okay?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
You guys
the hammer's in your court now.
work it out.
Yeah, you guys figure it out between yourselves. But if that's the case, then Mjolnir should just go you know what, and then just just drops.
If it knows.
Because it is sentient, kinda. But anyway,
All right.
So Red Hulk knocks Thor out with his own hammer, and then laughs at him, and then they end up on the moon, where then he kicks.
where
Thor's-
everyone can wield Mjolnir.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
But then he kicks Thor's helmet into space and then leaves. And Thor's good thing you didn't kill me because now I'm gonna kick your ass. And I'm you just got your ass handed to you. So anyway, Stark brings the surveillance tape.
Oh yeah, we gotta look at that
Banner.
surveillance tape.
Yeah,
we gotta crack this mystery.
Reed extrapolates some words are used like Leonard. So they're oh, then Samson's definitely Red Hulk. Then Hulk is still floating in the water underneath the Golden Gate Bridge. Right?
He didn't drown?
No, we can't drown. His lungs are too strong.
Yeah, but
They would heal.
an invisible woman can
knock him out. Yeah.
knock him out by
He
putting
needs
a
to
bubble
breathe.
with
Yeah,
no air around his head.
Don't worry about that. It's only been a few seconds.
Oh, okay.
That fight was so fast.
I see.
So then A-Bomb reaches into the water and rescues Hulk, And Hulk is like, oh, and they become friends, kind of, but because they're both just so stupid.
Right.
And
I was gonna say Hulk should be able to smell Rick Jones on him.
oh yeah, he knows.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, he knows it's Rick. So then Hulk bumps into Iron Man and a cadre of superheroes, which includes Human Torch and The Thing and Namor and Ares, God of War, who's also a member of the Mighty Avengers, so he's on speed dial.
I see.
This also is great because Ares is a hothead himself, so naturally we can get a big fight between Hulk and Ares, or between Namor and Ares, or Namor and Hulk, or Hulk and Ares and
Or
Namor.
Ares and himself.
Or Ares and himself, or Ares and Namor. Who cares? The point is, we got a bunch of like hotheads who all want to punch each other, so it's like, oh great, but for a change of pace, no one punches anyone. And instead they all just kind of like talk about how they need to stop Red Hulk. So then Hulk's like, I'll find Red Hulk and punch the shit out of him.
Yeah, I don't need you.
And the fight between Hulk and Red Hulk caused such seismic devastation that the city of San Francisco is going to fall into the ocean like an Escape from L.A.
What? The whole city?
The whole damn Western Seaboard, like it's a Lex Luthor plot. So now the heroes have to like engage into saving the country from falling into the ocean. And also saving the bridge from falling apart. So, you know, Namor toots on the seahorn and brings up a couple of fun oceanic monsters, which includes, you know...
Yeah, Monstro.
Monstro?
The whale monster.
Giganto?
Yeah, Giganto.
Yeah.
Yeah, Monstro is the name of the whale in Pinocchio.
I know, I'm
Giganto
calling
is the
him
name
Monstro anyway.
of the giant whale that looks just like Monstro. I call him Blowhole because there actually is a whale that looks just like that character who does walk around in the Tick cartoon show. And it's a stupid Forrest Gump joke where like every year Blowhole jumps out of whatever side of the ocean he's in at that time and then runs across the continental United States, and people like take out signs and cheer for Blowhole. I love that show.
The monster's holding up the bridge by going to like the middle part,
Right.
where the cables come down, and he's like holding it.
Yeah.
What was happening?
Right. Maybe the fight, you know, because Red Hulk was punching Hulk, so maybe that, like, those punchings, like, shattered the infrastructure.
I mean, all the cables look intact, and the bridge is held up by the cables.
Yeah.
If the towers were having a problem,
Well,
they'd
and
be
they
like,
seem
oh,
to be
that tower falls. You got to support the tower. That's what keeps the whole bridge up. You can't just grab the bridge in one point.
Right. Well, maybe
and then you're fine.
Remember, he's part of like a multi-step plan.
Well, maybe
he's
he's
holding up the
holding a
middle
part
and they got to
that
fix the
would've
towers.
collapsed.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Yeah.
if we lose the towers, the middle will go. So that way, that monster can hold that up, and they're fixing the
So,
towers.
why does he shout Imperious Rex? Is that the name of one of the monsters?
No, that's just what Namor says.
That's
when
his,
he wants
like,
things to happen, or he's giving
That's his
battle,
Avengers
or-
Assemble.
That exactly, yeah. So the Hulks land in Monument Valley, and they start slapping the shit out of each other, and you know.
They decide to go to Monument Valley?
No,
They're
they
like,
just
"All right,
land
we're gonna-"
there. It's just convenient.
They each just separately.
Red Hulk falls from the moon, and Green Hulk just instinctively knows where Red Hulk's going to be, and so they meet where Red Hulk landed.
Why wouldn't Red Hulk go back to the Golden Gate Bridge? That's where he left the Hulk.
Well, he's not good enough at aiming.
No.
He tries, you know, he's coming from the moon.
Yeah,
And all he gets is one shot.
that's true.
He just has to jump.
And
he
I-
can't like steer in midair.
Right, and I
so
think he
it's pretty
also, like,
good.
doesn't
Monument
want-
Valley's pretty close.
I wouldn't want a
From the moon.
I wouldn't want a projectile from the moon to land in a city of any kind.
Yeah, maybe he has some level of concern for humans. still.
Maybe. I mean, he certainly doesn't seem
seems-
to
but
since he
he's-
killed all those Russians.
But he's cognizant. He remembers
he knows who he
Banner
is.
and stuff,
Yeah.
and Hulk. So you'd think like, well, you're the same guy.
Right,
You're just
right.
madder, but you don't want to kill a whole
City
like,
of
U.S.
people.
city.
Maybe it's the U.S.
Because it's the U.S., right? It's not like that. Fuck that Russian city. Who
No,
cares
yeah.
about
I mean, that makes a lot of sense.
Exactly. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, so he aimed for the middle of nowhere.
Exactly.
You should have just aimed for Russia again.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Well, no, but I still want to punch the Hulk. In the
yeah,
Hulk
yeah.
city.
Well, he doesn't
Well,
even know
the
Hulk
Hulk
was
would
gonna
have
be
just
there.
jumped to Russia then
Exactly.
if he knew he was going to land.
Yeah.
That's true.
But we find out that Hulks can like smell their own and they know where they're going to be. So that's how Hulks can
Sure.
converge on each other in convenient fashion.
Right.
So then they have another fight, and you know, Red Hulk says a bunch of bullshit that doesn't matter, and then Thor shows back up and he's like, "Okay, I'm gonna punch the
Dog
shit
pile
out of
on
you."
the Hulk.
Hey, he got his helmet back.
Yeah, he just had to go get it. That's why it took so long.
Just flew to get it. Yeah.
Exactly. So A-Bomb's talking to Hulk while Thor is pitch hitting for him, fighting Red Hulk, and
He's giving Hulk a breather.
yeah, and A-Bomb's like, "Listen, you got to get back in there because like only Hulks can beat Hulks or some nonsense, and so you got to go beat the shit out of Red Hulk." And so okay,
That's
go
not
for it.
true. Lots of things can beat
A
the Hulk, like Batman.
for a Hulk.
Yeah, that's right, but only in like the 70s.
A Hulk for a Hulk. I'm just noticing that A-Bomb looks like freaking Doomsday.
Yeah, he kind of does. Well, you add those little.
He's got spikes coming out of his
But
face.
those aren't bony. Those aren't bony protrusions.
No,
those are
what are they?
armadillo spikes.
Oh, it's completely different.
Completely different. That's more like cartilage than it is bone.
I see.
Yeah, it's chitinous.
But don't touch him because he'll give you leprosy.
Okay.
So
Cool.
yeah.
So Thor can't beat Hulk with lightning. Mm-hmm. But Hulk can beat Hulk by just like punching him real hard.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I think I'd go for the lightning.
I would.
And the magic hammer. I don't know.
The magic.
The
might
magic hammer
help
should
supersede
make
that.
sense.
It really ought to be enough.
It should be. It kind of every time you have Thor stack up against a Hulk and lose, you diminish Thor.
Right.
Like every time you do it, he
Yeah.
gets less powerful.
Yeah.
Just
He
ask
can't
the
even
power
beat
scalers,
a
they'll tell
monster
you.
from Earth.
Right? One? Just because he has his own book? That's not fair.
I was going to say it would be interesting if Red Hulk is impervious to the lightning because it acts like fire.
Oh,
Yeah, or he
maybe.
absorbs the lightning and converts it into radioactive fire. Neither of those
Sure,
things happen.
anything.
So A-Bomb then explains to Thor that like this is a Hulk fight. You're not in the book anymore, and so they punch each other some more.
Hey, this
Hey,
ain't your
didn't he
book.
break your arm
Right.
last time?
Yeah.
Well, he broke Hulk's arm, not Thor's arm.
No, that's my point.
Yeah.
Hey, didn't he break your arm last time? Anyway, get back in there.
Yeah, get back in there and fight him. So they do. And A-Bomb makes sure that Thor doesn't die, because he easily would because of how powerful and awesome Red Hulk is.
It should be a 3-on-1 fight.
I agree. That'd be
Right.
great. Thor, Abomination, or A-Bomb and Hulk versus Red Hulk. That'd be great.
Couldn't Thor just like fly up above him and just spam lightning down on him?
Well, yes, but this isn't a video game. So, but it does look like one. So I understand your idea. But yeah, A-Bomb also points out that like Red Hulk can be on fire, and so where does the fire come from? Maybe it's him like kind of venting. You know, so if we exhaust him, like the madder Hulk gets, the stronger Hulk gets, but the more mad Red Hulk gets, the more on fire he is. So if we make him angrier and exhaust his like fire reserves,
If
maybe
we
it'll
make
knock
him
out.
angrier, he'll turn the planet into a sun.
Exactly. And then he can't live there anymore.
Yeah.
So we'll win.
Look, either he'll run out of energy and collapse,
Yes.
or he'll just keep getting hotter until we all die.
Yeah.
One or the other. But either way, it'll be done.
But if we die, he dies too.
Yeah, so we
yeah,
win.
and then he won't have anything to be mad about, and he'll go back to being Hulk or Ross, and then he'll just die.
Fantastic. Whoa. I mean, you're assuming that that's General Thunderbolt Ross. And I
Right, that's
don't want
right.
to just jump to that
It's still a
conclusion.
mystery. We
It's
still
a
have
total
no
mystery.
idea who this
And we
is.
won't at the end of the book. We'll find out much later, like in issue 26 or something.
No.
Oh, yeah, no, they dragged that shit out for a while.
You gotta be friggin' kidding
I know.
me.
I'm like, what?
We don't even find out here.
No. They
And the
wanna
only
keep-
reason you don't find out is because they cheat and
Yes.
they put him in scenes that he wouldn't be in.
This
because
volume
they're-
ends with him like being next to him, like that he's that almost like Red Hulk is a pawn in General Ross's schemes.
Okay.
So eventually that works, and Hulk exhausts Red Hulk, and then he passes out, and Thor and Hulk like shake hands because like now they're cool.
Red Hulk's gonna drink
Right.
some OJ and come back in 5 minutes.
Exactly. Just give me a minute. I suppose it's never happened to me before. So Hulk just kind of like wanders off and refers to A-Bomb as Rick. A-Bomb's like, who's Rick? Then turns into Rick and goes, Hulk, wait! Red Hulk is... And then he's attacked by Leonard Samson.
What?
And he's next to Red Hulk, so he can't be Red Hulk. But we've spent precious panels showcasing that maybe Leonard Samson is Red
Right.
Hulk, but now he's not, which just whittles down the list.
Oh man.
Also,
then
has
who is
Samson
it?
been pissed off at Hulk before?
No, but he is also secretly evil because the intelligentsia, they haven't revealed that yet, but they will later. And so Samson takes out Rick, brings him with him, and Ross then appears and he says, you failed, Red Hulk. And worst of all, you failed yourself.
Oh.
He doesn't point to himself, but
Right.
he is there. And you're like, what? And then Red Hulk just gets back up, and then the book ends. And you're like, this sucks.
Yeah.
Like, I remember reading about this while it was happening. I picked
Yeah.
up a couple issues while it was going on, and I was like, nope. And I was like, well, what's the general temperature read? People were like, I think Jeff Loeb has lost it. And then Ultimates 3 came out, and they went, I am sure that Jeff Loeb has lost it. And then Ultimates was announced. They went, oh no, he can't do that because Jeff Loeb has lost it. But he was still allowed to continue writing Hulk for a while and was allowed to completely reveal everything about the intelligentsia and how Rick became A-Bomb, how General Ross became Red Hulk, and how Banner became stupid, and
and why
it's all
Samson is
explained.
evil.
and why Samson has a dual identity, and where Betty fits into all this, because why would Ross ever become a Hulk? Well, maybe he was promised that the intelligentsia could bring his dead daughter back to life, and so they do, and maybe she becomes a Red She-Hulk. Oh boy!
I was gonna
Hulks
ask.
for days!
I was gonna ask, does
terrible.
Betty ever become a Hulk?
Yes, she becomes Red She-Hulk. I'm like, you have made these impossible to name characters. I remember one person on the internet, and this is just like, this is not lore, this is just me and my browsing history. One time on Reddit, I saw one person make a post because people were sick of all the Hulks and having to call them colors. And they were like, we need a new name for Red Hulk. I suggest Tank, because he's a military guy, and in gaming, he would be one. And so that's my and they wrote like this 6-panel manifesto, and it was downvoted into the Stone Age. They were like, some of us do believe the Red Hulk sucks, but we can all agree that Tank is worse. I was like, man, never put yourself out there.
Yeah,
But
I
that's
don't know.
really
That's
smart
not the,
calling him Tank because he's an army guy.
And I was
yeah.
like, I
also 4 letters.
right. I'm like, I
Hulk.
get it. I would bring it up in a story pitch meeting.
Yeah.
But I would
what about
not.
what about Tank?
Yeah.
Nah, I don't know.
I don't
yeah,
know.
okay.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay.
No. No!
He was just like, he had to delete his account. It was sad. I was like, oh my God. And that person
idiot,
was
Tank.
me.
That's the worst idea I've ever. That's the stupidest.
Yeah.
What are you, like 2?
Literally,
Like, where do you get these dumbass ideas, you moron?
I have posted things on the internet in my day that got, like, I've only posted one thing that was met with that level of vociferous disdain.
And it was probably pretty upsetting.
I was devastated. No,
That poor Tank guy.
oh my God, no. But Tank got dogpiled. Like, it was horrible. My thing was a now famous movie director flamed me into the Stone Age.
Oh.
I made one.
A now famous.
No.
Oh. Well,
A established film director flamed me into the Stone Age for an innocent, childlike suggestion. And I will never forget it. This guy had like dozens of responses, full-blown analyses about why that was stupid, why he sucks.
So you gotta stop calling out Steven Spielberg like that.
I know Spielberg is an infamous internet troll.
really?
No, he's not.
Oh.
He doesn't even know what the internet is.
Yeah, right?
I mean, evidence to that point is Ready Player One.
Look, here's all these references. I
Shots
don't know.
fired.
What even does that mean? You don't even know what that is. But I'm bringing it back. I'm like, hey, it's been long enough and no one uses them anymore. Tank? I'll withdraw it when I see a better name in the comments. So,
Right.
folks, it's been almost 20 years since the Red Hulk was invented.
And since Sal posted that online,
Sal suggested that it
saying
be
that it
Tank.
should
You know what? I
change
have to
Tank.
delete. I have to remove this because there's no way they're not going to think that it was me. And I promise you, it wasn't. I will show you my post history. I never.
What was the thing that you got flamed
Oh,
for?
it was. I suggested that. I have to assume out there's a better name for him. So I will leave it in the comments. Please come up with a better name for Red Hulk than Red Hulk or Rulk. Go for it. I want to see these ideas because I know that no one at Marvel is spitballing anymore. No one's like, we got to solve the problem of too many characters being color designation and Hulk. That sucks. And I'm here to tell you, it still sucks. Red Hulk is
It does
stupid.
suck.
And I hate that he was an Avenger and they had to go, okay, Red Hulk, get in there. It's lame.
You know, like Hulk, but red?
Yeah, no, I got it.
I mean, that's. But
If you only have one
She-Hulk
Hulk on-
also sucks. Like, all those characters where they just took a girl character.
And that
Terrible.
Yes, I agree.
But it's been a while, so it's too late.
She-Hulk has been there for like 50 years.
Yeah.
And honestly, it doesn't sound as halted and uncomfortable.
Yeah. as
She-Hulk
Red
I'll
Hulk.
take.
Yeah. It does flow a little better.
She-Hulk owned it.
Have they ever made a character called Clue? And it's like K-L-U-H.
Yes.
Hulk backwards.
That's Hulk's Hulk in Axis. When Hulk gets inverted, he becomes Clue.
Nice.
And he's so crappy.
Well, everything in Axis
As you
is
can
crappy,
imagine,
right?
Axis sucks on toast. But nothing worse. But so Clue is emblematic of the entire thing. Like when Clue appears, you go, I should just stop reading this, right?
Okay,
like,
so it sucked. Okay,
when
it
you
sucked.
So if they're not going to try, why am I putting the effort in?
Yeah, right?
the Red Hulk saga, I'm not doing the whole saga. I just wanted to introduce you guys to the Red Hulk and talk about how it's like, this is how we were introduced to him.
This is the terrible origins of that character for that new Marvel movie.
That's right. The one that everyone either did and hated or didn't and didn't see it.
Right.
And they don't explain them.
No. Not
He just
initially.
shows up.
He comes out of the clear sky.
Yep. Yeah, we still don't know the actual origin of Red Hulk.
That's true. No, they don't tell
This
you
book didn't
where he
tell us
comes
anything.
from, who he actually is, how he got those powers, why he did it in the first place. We talked about it a little bit. I mentioned how Ross wanted to see.
Yeah,
it,
but
and
the
he
book
brought
doesn't
back.
know.
Book
I
makes
mean,
when you read it knowing that Ross is Red Hulk, it's irrefutable. Like you know that's Ross. You're like, oh yeah, no, it's Ross. And when Ross appears before Red Hulk at the end, you're like, okay, so it's like a mental projection of himself.
so it's like in his head or whatever.
Yeah,
Because
there's
like
no
he can't
way.
see his feet, like he's not standing on the ground.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, he's like a project. He's like hovering in the air or whatever.
like, come on,
Plus,
no.
why would he be there? Like,
Right, like that's convenient. He was
and
there the whole
you
time.
let yourself down. Was that mean? Like that sounds very
Yeah. But I think that this sucks, and I don't like making everyone a Hulk.
Yeah.
I think it's
No.
like not fun.
Awful.
I get it, and I get the impulse, and I think that should happen very
Every
sparingly.
Hulk character
Was
a Hulk
also a Hulk.
in the same run.
Right. Like in the not like I'm
we
going-
went from there was one guy who was a Hulk, and that was Hulk.
Yes.
And then some monsters that he fought.
Oh, and then
to-
She-Hulk.
And then She-Hulk, who was a separate character, who was
but
not part of the
Girl Hulk.
Hulk family. She is
his cousin.
She is now. Well, yeah, she's his cousin, but it's not like she was a Hulk character.
No.
Who
She
then
was
like
invented and
became
then made
Hulkified.
into Hulk.
She was made to be Hulk.
Yes.
This is taking established Hulk characters and just one by one converting them
them.
into Hulks.
Yes.
All within the span of a few issues.
Yes. It's in the comments down below if you want to get a copy. I mean, like, if you like fun and you don't care about the character, like, if you were not reading Greg Pak's run, you might be like, oh, finally, sweet, cool, I'm in.
Back to basics.
Back to basics. And also, it's insane. But also, if you read, like, old, like, Herb Trimpe Hulk books, like, that was insane, too.
Yeah, if you just want to turn your brain off and look at cool pictures of monsters punching each other.
Yeah. Right? Like, there's a backup in this volume that features a recreation by Ed McGuinness and I believe Jeff Loeb that shows you the first fight between Hulk and Wolverine. Wolverine has a vision for no explicable reason of the ultimate Wolverine versus Hulk fight. Like,
Yeah.
it's just for no good reason whatsoever, Wolverine of the 616 universe like sees a flash of another Hulk and Wolverine fight from a different universe that they are not even thinking about crossing over. And he's just like, well, that was weird. And I'm like, yes, it was.
Yes, it was weird.
But why did you do that?
Why?
Especially considering the entire fight beforehand is him in his old suit. And then it's that one.
Yeah, well,
that's how
'cause-
you know it's another universe.
Yeah, and that's also like an iconic sequence from the Ultimate Universe. Like that battle.
Yeah.
People want us to talk about that book, just Hulk versus Wolverine from the Ultimate Universe. Like that's a book that they made. And they were just like, it was just so raw and badass. And I'm like, yeah, I guess.
It is just a big fight, though, right?
Right. And it's like, do you want us to do a 20-minute episode?
Yeah. I mean, we did do an episode about.
Hulk versus Venom.
Yes.
Where it was like
Yep.
stupid as
It was
fuck.
just a fight for whatever, 30 pages
Yep.
or 40 pages.
Yeah. But you do get a Hans and Franz moment. Where they want to beat you up. And I'm like,
That was so bad.
I would turn myself inside out. I'd be like, well, no.
That's it for me.
Yep. I'm powered by love, according to Christopher Nolan. 'Cause I'm a black hole. Or whatever that movie was about, I don't care.
Yeah, it's about love. Love is the answer.
Love is the answer. Love's the eternal consciousness. I hope so. For
Something.
AI better
It
fucking...
connects. It connects us all across space and time.
They better. Because otherwise we're fucked. So there you have it, everybody. Red Hulk. Ho! See you next week. I'm Sal.
I'm Ethan.
I'm Ben.
Keep reading. Grr.
Oh, is this Hulkamania?
Oh shit! You
know, I
can't
can't
use
believe we
that.
missed that.
You know what's
That is-
funny?
that is. We don't own that.
Okay, so here's the thing about Hulkamania, right? Hollywood Hogan, or Hulk Hogan, named himself after the Incredible Hulk. But because there are Hulks, he had plausible deniability and wasn't sued by Marvel until he actually said out loud that he did call himself after the Incredible Hulk, and then wasn't allowed to use it anymore. So I think that Marvel should be allowed to use Hulkamania. They're like, you know what? You
Yeah.
can call yourself Hulk, but we get to use the term
Yeah,
Hulkamania.
because you originally stole it from us.
Yeah, so technically, Hulkamania is a derivation of the Marvel
Yeah, so we
character
actually
Hulk.
already own it.
We already owned it.
Oh man, we can call Red Hulk Hulkster.
That sucks too, but I kind of love it. Hulkster. Yeah.
Hulkster.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Right? Hulkster? No, because they already call Green Hulk Hulkster sometimes. It's like a term of endearment.
What about Old Hulk?
Is Green Hulk Old Hulk?
No, Red Hulk. Let's call Red Hulk Old Hulk. Because he's old.
It's just too.
Like,
Hulk.
he's an old man.
Right.
Old man Hulk.
Old Man Hulk. They did that in the end. They didn't call it that, but they could do it again. I think you got to go away from Hulk. I think,
Yeah, just
I think
not
ditch the name
Hulk
Hulk
at all. Like, Fire... Gamma...
Yeah, like Gamma Bomb.
Isn't
that
that
is a
character called
name.
Gamma Bomb?
There is.
I mean, you've got A-Bomb,
How about H-Bomb?
because he's a
Or
Hulk.
Hulk Bomb?
Yeah, there you go. H-Bomb isn't bad, especially
Because A-Bomb already... I mean, if A-Bomb didn't exist, I'd say that's stupid.
and
but you already did A-Bomb.
They
so-
depower A-Bomb eventually.
Oh.
Actually, Hulk does when he's Doc Green. He takes away Rick Jones's blue Abomination powers because that sucks. Eventually, a new writer is like, that's enough.
Let's get rid of that.
Get out of here, Rick.
We're done with
Yeah,
that.
Rick, you're back to being Rick again. Now go be Cap's sidekick or Captain Marvel or something. But whatever it is, it ain't in a Hulk book, so knock yourself out. But I like that idea.
I like someone looking at Rick's resume being like,
Well, you're all over the map, aren't you?
what?
You can't really commit to anything.
Is what I'm seeing on this.
That's what it feels like to me.
No, it all gets taken away from me.
Yeah, no, the idea is you're not supposed to stay at a job for more than 3 years. I'm always looking for a new opportunity.
I'm trying to reinvent.
Yeah. And I learn new skills with each new character that I'm shadowing. So really, I'm overqualified for whatever book I'm auditioning for at this point. Right now, he's actually starring in a Venom book.
Hulk is?
No, Rick
No, Rick
Jones.
Oh, Rick
Jones.
Jones.